Hello all, this is John from EastCoastArmory.com, and I'm here today with a project update video for this 1/6 scale Armortek M4A4 Sherman tank. The last video update, the model was moved from this previous location to its next location where the model will progress until completion. This is because the model at its current shape is now ready to receive its mechanics and electronics, and with that the weight will increase to the point where it will be very difficult to remove it from the shop. In this video we'll be unboxing the model's option packs, which are present in this box here. This box came with the rest of the model. However, just like with the model, I opened it up when the box first arrived to see if everything was in order. Since then, it's been sealed up and sitting in this condition ever since. We'll be digging into this box now because I will be installing said components into the model very soon. Like I mentioned, the box has been resealed up and has been sitting in this condition since I received it. Now that we're ready to open it up, I'll need to cut the tape seams, and for that I'll use my handy dandy switchblade like usual. After the switchblade did its job, put it away and open up the box. The box, as you can see, is your standard Armortek layout and how they ship things, which is very well packed in both individual bubble wrap as well as shipping peanuts. First thing that we see is the model's instruction manual for the motion pack. It's very well illustrated and are very simple to follow and to install into the vehicle. This here is the power supply module. This is your actual on and off switch. There's a small little red button on the side of the box here and an LED light. When you hit the button, the power is on, indicated by the light. Everything is all plug and play assembly and is very easy to configure compared to their older units, which required a little bit more finesse. Their newer units are very, very simple and very well thought out. Digging further in, we have here a box, or a bag. This bag here contains all of the components needed for option pack 1, namely the subloom for connecting the electronics to the turret, as well as all the other motors and gearboxes for the turret elevation, as well as the turret rotation. This here is the amplifier module. This here is intended to be used for the sound system, which was also purchased with this model. In addition, with the sound system amplifier, we also have an auxiliary module, which I'll be getting to as the build progresses. Moving our way to this large white box. This white box here contains the 2 speakers. The sound system comes with the amplifier as well as the speakers directly from Armortek. These speakers look to be that of PC style speakers. They're very well wrapped and appear to be very high quality. Here goes the speaker unwrapped. As you can see, they're self-contained, off the shelf, and I believe are Dolby specs to them, which makes them very high quality. Set comes with 2 speakers that we have here. Getting our way to the bottom of the bag, or the box, we have here another bag full of more mounting hardware for the gun elevation. And all the way towards the bottom of the box are the heaviest things in the whole box, and are also the most important, as they make the model move, are the model's main drive gears and motors. And there's the motor right here. As we can see, the motor is pre-hooked up with a gearbox. It's right-hand drive. The motors themselves are 24 volt DC and are very powerful. These exact same motors appear to be the exact same ones that are used in the Tiger 1, as well as I believe even the King Tiger. These powerful motors, compared with the Sherman's lighter weight, should make it for a very good runner, as well as it might have a lot more performance than that of the heavier German tanks, which also perform very well with the same arrangement. The set contains two motors, one for each side of the vehicle, and are intended to be used for left and right hand positioning on the tank. The motors are ready to be installed out of the box with no mods or assembly required to install them. And here's the model with the motors mounted inside the vehicle. One thing that we can notice is that the model's interior has been repainted in flat white. If we recall from the previous videos, the interior was left in primer gray. The repainted interior is purely done for cosmetic reasons and has little effect on the build itself. Other than I wanted to paint the interior white because the interior is the same color on the real Sherman tank. Also, done for cosmetic reasons, was I went ahead and highlighted Armortek's company info, which is pre-machined into the interior hull panels. The highlighting simply makes the name pop out over the white background. Moving on, we have the motors, which were described in the unboxing portion of the video, now are installed to the tank. As we have seen, these motors are very large and very powerful, and this system is the new Armortek high efficiency drive system, which has a lot of special features over that of their standard system, which they offered in the past. Installation of the motors is very straightforward and is very well illustrated in the instruction manual. The motors affixed to this motor mount that we have here, which was installed in a previous video and is connected to the model's transmission cover. What's nice about the motor mount is that it is pre-threaded. You simply take the bolts, add a kit supplied lock washer and some thread lock, and you simply thread them together. Once the 3 bolts are fastened, the motor is nice and sturdy and will not come loose while the tank is in motion. The motor mount itself is an evolved version of Armortek's motor mount, which they have been including with their models since they started. On the earlier produced units that Armortek made, the motor mount looked very similar to this, only the mount itself was not pre-threaded. Back then, the motor mount was a simple hole that was drilled through the aluminum base, and then the builder would have to fasten the motor to the mount via some nuts. The problem is the space inside this transmission cover here on the Sherman, or even the front nose portion on a Tiger 1, it's a very tight and close quarter area, and getting in there with your hands and tools to put the nuts on can be difficult. However, with this new motor mount design, that problem has been totally eliminated and construction has been made a lot easier. This new design is found on all of their tanks from 2005 and onward. After I install the motors, I always like to test them to see if everything has been hooked up properly. The way I do that is I take a 12-volt battery, like this old spare battery I have here, and I just wire up the leads with that of temporary jacks. The jacks themselves are fabricated out of a piece of wire and 2 alligator clips. I simply attach each terminal to the battery, and the motor is spinning. I do the same thing to test the opposite motor, and there the motor is rotating. Now, because the Sherman is such a smaller sprocket compared to that of the Tiger 1 or the German tanks, the tracks tend to move faster on these M4 Shermans compared to their German counterparts. Another thing that I like about these Armortek motors is that they have a nice humming noise to them. So much so that on my other Armortek Sherman, that model does not feature a sound system, yet when I'm driving the model around, it has a growl to it that does mimic that of an engine noise. Unlike my first model, however, this tank will be receiving its sound system, and I'll be going over that in an upcoming video. And that concludes this project update video for this 1/6 scale radio-controlled Armortek M4A4 Sherman tank. If you like this video, stop by and like us on Facebook. And don't forget to check out eastcoastarmory.com for more 1/6 scale tank builds, as well as other 1/6 scale detail components. Thank you.